Hey everyone, welcome to Hope for Survival YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate your following, and thanks to the new subscribers as well. And it's been right at 2 weeks since I posted my last video. And again, my apologies. Was on travel to West Virginia and then to North Carolina for 4 days and got back, and actually I'm leaving later today, going up to Cincinnati, Ohio till Monday for an event. So I wanted to drop this video out to you and share some thoughts with you on a couple of things. One being, if you're paying attention at all, you see that the drum beat's getting louder and there's more and more voices talking about things being in motion now for an economic collapse, that we may already be in the beginning stages of it. The national debt went over $40 trillion. Officially, it was $100 and some billion. Average spent per day, something along those lines. And I just read yesterday where another beef processing center, a large one, is closing down. 3,200 employees are going to lose their jobs. I'm also hearing reports of upcoming large layoffs in the pharmaceutical industry. So the list goes on and on and on. It's some things can be explained sorta, but the news is that there's more and more people who are going to be without income, and that rolls downhill. So things are still bleak. The food production reports are getting worse. The job numbers are getting worse. Cost of living is going higher. And more and more people are getting notices in the mail of auto insurance increases, healthcare increases, home sales are down. So it's bleak, and for those who are prepared and into preparedness, be thankful that you started early, because if you start now, I'm not saying don't start now, but you're going to pay a lot more money for things that, had you listened to us ringing the alarm bell months and years ago, you could have got a lot more bang for your buck. So just pay attention. Okay, we're in a war that's not going to end well, regardless. There's more discussion of more Middle Eastern countries being drawn into the conflict, and Europe as well. So keep your eye on the ball there. You can't change the war or the outcome of the war. Just pay attention to how it may possibly impact your community. That's where it matters. That's why we have what we call the 5 mile radius. And that is, how are things globally, nationally, and in your state going to impact your way of life. Okay, and that means putting food on the table, having clean water, and trying to transition through these stages that are ahead with minimal change to your way of life. Okay, and you need to keep a focus on these things. I know it sounds repetitive. I keep telling you that, but I've been there and done it. I've witnessed it in numerous third world countries abroad, and it doesn't matter whose face is on it. The process is always the same. Okay, so take note and go forth accordingly. try to be prepared the best you can in all phases of preparedness. Keep your head on a swivel and think outside the box and stay left of bang, which is the threat. Something else I wanted to talk to you about. There is this misperception, if you will, and I've talked about it probably a year or so ago. And what I'm going to say is in no way to slight my fellow veterans or those who have served in under any capacity. But there is a thought out there that being surrounded by veterans is the way you want to go. All right. When you're looking for skills and skills that you need in your community to make your community thrive and survive, you're looking for skills, not because someone comes from a certain faction. Okay. Well, they're in the military, they served, and they're probably good with guns and yada, yada, yada. That may or may not be true. You got to realize that probably, and I'm stretching to say 80%, and it may be smaller than that. It may be 85 to 90% of those in uniform who served actually only qualified on a weapon one time a year. Some services maybe 2 times a year. Only about 10% of those who served were actually in combat duty roles where they qualified more with a weapon. Okay, they understood and practiced tactics more than others. Okay, and when you're building your community, you do want people who are skilled in these areas. However, if you break down, if you look at history and you look at locations where things of this nature have happened before, most people's biggest battle, most people's biggest battle is surviving day to day, finding clean water, having enough food, finding food, being able to grow food. Okay. Those are the struggles. Okay. You may be in a situation requiring weapons maybe 10% of the time. Okay. And maybe even less than that. So it's going to be one of those you need to have protection, have it available with you, and know how to use it. But equal or more so, you need to know how to grow food, how to preserve food, how to find water, how to clean water, how to transport water, how to communicate, how to do basic first aid for humans and animals as well. Logistics, how you're going to store things, how you're going to protect things from that perspective, even internal to your community. So what I'm saying is there's sometimes too much focus on firearms, tactics, gear. I was recently at an event, a good event. I was at an event for 3 days where it was brutally hot. I mean, it was unsafe hot and humid. And I would see folks coming in covered in sweat, shirts drenched, and they're at an event for training and they're wearing all this prepper gear. Okay. And it's cool. I'm glad you have that gear, but common sense would say it's 90 plus degrees outside, it's humid, and you're not going to be in a situation where you're going to need this gear that you're wearing around to show people that you have this gear. Okay. And this was the minority doing it. So, again, the second thing would be common sense to say, while no one else is wearing their gear, maybe I should take my gear off. One is because you're not blending in, and two, because of the heat and humidity being unsafe. Okay. Um, Another observation, and it's sometimes this way at all of these events. I'm not picking on one event. Like I said, it was a good event, good training. I got to see some friends teaching great classes on great topics, uh, packed classes. People were braving the heat, and but I noticed the majority of the vendor booths with people involve things that were tactic related. Okay, and as someone who prepares, we have a tendency to um, we like to be around a flavor that's common and something we enjoy. Like, there's folks who focus all their time on cooking and canning versus setting up security and understanding the 5Ds of building your security levels, or water, or building plans, which should be a high priority. Folks will spend most of their time doing the things they like versus branching out and trying to learn other skills that they may not know. Okay. And especially if you don't have a community and you only have a few people around and you all are preparing, you've got to be multi-skilled in multiple tasks and understand how you're going to do these things with few people. All right. And if you're spending all your time on guns and knives and ammo and night vision and thermal imaging and um, scopes and things of that nature, um, you're lacking in learning how to read your soil, how and when to plant what based on your region, how to look at what you're growing if it grows, and understand the leaves and the color and what it's telling you about hydration. Okay. It seems it's very noticeable. It's very noticeable, and even on some podcasts, I've noticed that they will focus on specific areas and not go otherwise. Well, prepping is preparing, all right, and you've got to. Many are prepping for the big one, and in the meantime, they're not preparing for natural disasters. All right. Our goal here is to try to get you to mentally think again outside the box, to prepare for today and tomorrow, not the Red Army that's coming over the hill, but to prepare for the upcoming winter and the ice storms. And maybe you live in an area where the ice brings down trees, and every year you do without electricity for several days, or the heat waves and an undependable grid in your community, or flooding, or layoffs from job losses, or a car wreck, or sicknesses that are going to impact the income that changes your lifestyle day to day. Okay. we want to look at the big picture versus a singular area. All right, and again, that goes back again to you've got to be multi-skilled the smaller your group is. Okay, and you need to sit down with a pad and write these things down. Hey, these are things that I can do. Here's things I'm limited in. Here's where I need help. Maybe my neighbor has these skills. We can work together. You gotta know these things now. You can't wait until the hour and figure out where all your shortfalls are. Now's the time to figure them out and fix them, and that you do that through doing your risk assessment. All right, and I think going forward we all have to move faster, but we've also got to be cautious to not get sucked into the doomsday, the world is falling thing, because that's why you prepare. Is you're preparing because as things transition, no matter what they are, as they get worse, you want to sustain the best you can that level of life that you're used to having and that you have to have. Okay. You talk to homesteaders, and homesteaders will typically be able to tell you, here's how many jars I have to can per year. It may be 1,000, it may be 1,500, but they have to have 1,000 cans of food available to feed their families through until next growing season. All right, and that's pretty simplistic. It's deeper, but that's kind of the basic of it. So anyway, I wanted to share these thoughts with you to keep grounded, stay focused. If someone tells you, don't assume things. If you assume someone has a skill or they tell you they have a skill, then find a situation to where you can see it demonstrated. Also on vetting, a lot of people, we have a class we do on vetting, and most of that is the mindset that you're vetting people to come to location X to build your community. Something you've got to be cautious of. You have to be cautious of, if you are in an existing community and that's where you're going to be, the people who are around you, that's who you're going to be working with when things tank. And now is the time to be doing your assessment and surveying your community. I've covered in detail on how you can go about doing that through chats, observations, taking walks, having cookouts, and things like that. So just be cautious of, if you're going to stay where you're at, and most people will, you're going to be working with those who are around you, whether that's good or whether it's bad. And when you do this assessment, you're going to be able to identify, these are the people who are probably going to help, and here's the people who are probably going to be without food, without any security, and could become dangerous when they run out of food. Know it now. Don't wait till you find out at 3 a.m. when they're trying to break into your house to steal food from you. So anyway, keep moving forward. Keep the faith. Don't go into a paranoia level, because things are going to continue to get worse. But keep your faith and have hope. And every day that you prepare and build your own self-reliance package, you'll find that you feel a little bit better. Okay? You can't change the world, but you can change your situation. So if you like this video, please hit like. Feel free to comment down below. I like reading comments. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Share with others to subscribe. And if there's something you have questions on, you can email me at preparedness101@protonmail.com. You can visit our website at hopeforsurvival.com. We got numerous, back over 6-7 years, there's numerous articles in there on about every topic from MK Ultra to AI to radios to water to food, medicinal. It's pretty much on there. So anyway, take care, be blessed, and no matter how bad it looks, we still live in um, the most blessed nation on earth. Bravo Echo out.